Hi everyone, this is a new update on USI-Tech, and the bottom line of this one is that USI-Tech surprised us yesterday, May the 8th, by making a massive 34 Bitcoin deposit into the withdrawals account and distributing them. So the purpose of this update is to let you know that if you check into your back office, there is a very strong likelihood that you might have enough money to withdraw. Now, we have been doing various updates. This is our fourth, actually, in the last month. And if you'd like to get additional information about this whole process, and bear in mind, the process of getting your money back from USI-Tech is going to be a marathon. It's not a sprint. And you can cry about it, you can whine about it, or you can just take action and slowly but surely get your money back as long as they keep going with their process. We can debate all that other stuff. Whatever. This is a practical update. It's meant to keep it real, give you the real true situation, and give you useful information. So we trust that it'll be useful. Like this channel, subscribe to this channel so that you can get updates. To our knowledge, these are the only updates that are being issued. The company certainly is not doing anything to keep its membership informed. And there are few, if any, other sources that are providing regular and consistent updates and information about USI-Tech. So if you'd like to keep up to date and get tips as to when it might be a smart time to take some action, either with respect to USI-Tech or the Tech Coin, subscribe to this channel and give us a like if you don't mind, please. We have references to our other videos at the end of this video, so you can also cross-reference those or search them on YouTube if you would like. Before we get going any further, a quick disclaimer. This presentation is prepared solely for informational purposes. It is not an offer to buy or sell. It is not a solicitation of an offer to sell any security, product, service, or investment. It is not intending to provide financial, tax, legal, or accounting advice. Placements in the crypto markets should be considered high-risk placements. There is no recommendation in this presentation to purchase any product, service, investment, or security. The opinions expressed in this presentation do not constitute advice. Independent advice should be sought from a suitable, qualified professional relative to your personal circumstances. The information and updates in this presentation do not constitute endorsement or promotion of the company, USI-Tech, or of any project discussed, such as TechCoin. All persons reviewing this information take their own responsibility to verify its accuracy and relevance to their personal circumstances, and each person is responsible to determine the legal and regulatory status in any jurisdiction that is relevant to their circumstances. Having said that, let's get on to things. All right, just a couple of quick reminders, and then we'll get on to the good stuff. Again, reminder, on February 24th, USI-Tech announced that the old BTC Pack 1.0, as they now call it, would be discontinued, and they were launching BTC Pack 2.0. That, in very few markets, has seen any interest, those BTC Pack 2.0. People were mostly concerned in getting their information back. And that, of course, had followed the January 5 unilateral termination by USI-Tech of all US and Canada affiliates. So at that time, on February 24th, they said they would do a complete accounting of all packages, repay certain packs up to 100% of the original amount. And the details were still unclear. Today, they still are unclear, more than 2 months later. But it said it would provide a full explanation. It never did, of course. It simply announced on April the 9th that the migration of the data was complete, and then they've made some changes, again, without any explanation. For example, stopping to pay any compensation to US and Canadian affiliates of any commissions that were earned. But we'll get on to that in a little bit. So again, one of the main things that they've done, in fact, one of the few updates they've had, is to let us know that they've got an extra 20 petahash that was added, and they said an additional installment of petahash was planned for April 2018. In fact, they did not increase the petahash in April 2018 and never gave us any explanation. So we're still at 130 petahash. Just a reminder, many of you, we still see this after 2 months of information and notices. People have not paid attention for months and months and months and come out wondering why they see zeros. And they're just simply looking at the wrong place. So You see where it says My Dashboard up here? It's circled. Then you click on My Dashboard, and then you'll see a report called View and Use Repayments Made. I'll give an updated one, a sample of an account that someone gave us access to get some excerpts from for today's update. So I'll show you that in just a second, but you can see that they will report the remaining packs that should be paid, and then you'll be able to see how much is owed to you. So again, just refer to other updates. We'll give you references to those at the end of this update. All right, so again, just as an example of a withdrawal, in this example, there was 0.010 BTC. Those balances, you'll just watch them in your dashboard. They'll accumulate in your dashboard. And it also is highlighted where your wallet is, so you can see that. And again, there's information in the middle about it says your BTC balance will automatically move to 2.0 balance when at least X amount. Now, that amount varies. That was an earlier amount. I think it's 0.6 something currently. But that's beside the point now. Just watch that when you check in your back office, and you should do that maybe once a week. No need to go in there more often than that unless you have a massive account, and then you would be going in. But for normal people, go in once a week and just check and find out the latest updates. Now, again, in this example, there was some money in the BTC wallet. You can just see that. You click on the wallet, and then you can see the withdrawal area, and you click on that green withdrawal open button. All right, so you just start the withdrawal. Now, in this example, that 0.101 was not above the minimum, so the total available balance was not yet enough. So if you check on a weekly basis, you're going to find often that you don't have enough balance. Okay, just keep the information, write it down, and track how often you think you'll get paid. If you have a very small account, you're not going to get paid very often. If you have a larger account, anything from 50 to 100 packs, you're going to get paid more regularly. If you have anywhere above 100 to 500 packs, you're going to get paid on a reasonably regular basis. 500 to say 2,000 packs, you're going to get paid more often. And if you have above 2,000 packs, congratulations, but you're still going to get paid occasionally, and it will take quite a long time, like everybody else. The pace is the same for everybody, but the amounts are different. I'll explain that in a little bit. All right. This was an example from last month. So at that time, it was the last mega payment that USI-Tech, and they paid 40 Bitcoin, as you can see on April 13th. They also paid 2.45 Bitcoin to commission balances. So in that person's personal account, they got 0.00017 for their packages and 0.000024 for their commissions. So again, in the part where it says my share for package balances and my share for commission balances, once that is enough above the minimum amount, it will be automatically transferred to your wallet. So you need to be checking your wallet regularly. All right. Now, this is an example from the person who gave us access. This is a U.S. account. So in this example, there is no payment for commissions because USI-Tech has stolen all the commission repayments of all U.S. and Canadian affiliates. But in this example, as you see, on May the 8th, USI-Tech made a massive 34.07 blah, blah, blah Bitcoin to the package balances. For whatever reason, it made a minutely small payment to commission payments. So that's really odd why the allocation is so small, but that's the reality. So in this person's personal account, you can see my share for package balances here on May the 8th. So this person got 0.0836161. And of course, because they're American, or they could be also Canadian, and their commissions were stolen, their share of commission balances was 0 in this case. But again, once the total of my share balances is enough, it's transferred from this account summary to your wallet. So you need to check the wallet where you can withdraw. This person, fortunate enough, that 0.0 0.08 put them over the top, and they could make a withdrawal today. So they were very happy, as you might be if you go and check your account now also. Now, again, the same account, what I wanted you to see is that withdrawals are being made. So this person has a reasonably good sized account, in fact. So they had 0.01903 available earlier today. Took a screenshot for me and also gave me access to their withdrawals. So this is they've had 6 withdrawals between the 13th of March and the 27th of April, and you can see they're steady but small. So for a while they were once a week. Then they were about every 10 days, and then it was 11 days, then it was 7 days, then it was 7 days, and this time it was 10 days. So this person is owed about 20 Bitcoin. I'll show you that in a second. So they have a pretty large account, and they're getting paid about every 7 to 14 days. Let's just say it like that, okay? And that's when they're owed 20 Bitcoin. So you can gauge for yourself, relative to your situation, how often you might expect. But what this does demonstrate is that people are getting paid. And so if you hear somebody telling you that their company is not paying, that isn't true. It's the frequency of payment that is the issue. Now, as the scan will also show, these withdrawals, they are encouraging in the one hand and discouraging on the other hand. Let's be honest. So they're encouraging that they're being made. This is now the 7th withdrawal in 2 months. Yippee. Unfortunately, let's look at the amount. It's only about 1% of how much this person is owed. So that part is still disconcerting. So let's take a look at that. This is from that section that we told you to review, and it's you can see the account is due to be repaid 21.54 Bitcoin. So it's a big account. It has been repaid 0.2068. So that's a little bit less than 1% actually. And so let's just call it 1%. And so if the current petahash is not increased, I did the math, and it would take a long time for this person to get their money back. It's going to take a long time anyway. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. But, you see people out there making different calculations, but based scientifically on 7 withdrawals that this person has received over 2 months, you can take 2 months, it's about 1%, and times it by 200, because it would take 200 months to get repaid at this rate. Divide it by 12, so you get 16 years. Okay, it's not going to take 16 years if the company actually comes through and increases its petahash. Now, we know that they didn't increase it in April, so we're all going to be nervous and watching in the month of April to see that they in fact increase it, substantially in May and very substantially in June, as they have promised. Because repayment at the 550 petahash that they said they've already paid for and that they promised would be massively faster than the current pace. And it's not just 4 times faster, it's actually much incrementally faster. But I'll leave the mathematicians to prove that to you. Okay, so here's a little projection. It's going to take quite some time. We have no explanation from USI-Tech about what's going on, no update, but if they keep their promises and projections, which we have to take with a grain of salt, obviously, because they didn't keep their projection in April, but with the mining primarily funding repayment of BTC Pack 1.0, that will increase to 550 in June, might be July, I don't know. They're already behind schedule. We think. We don't know, because they haven't said anything. Most people in the know who have had some indications from the owners or made projections based on mining and that level of petahash, technically speaking, project it will take at least a year, 12 months, from probably July 2018 to repay all the arrearages. So what I've shown you in this update is people are making withdrawals. It depends on the size of their account, how often. The time frame is going to be the same for everybody. So whether you have a small account or you have a large account like I just showed you, the time frame is the same for everybody. But how often you can actually make a withdrawal depends on your amount. So people with very large amounts currently get enough to withdraw every 7 to 14 days. I just showed you one of those kinds of accounts. That person was owed over 20 Bitcoin. So 20 Bitcoin, let's just say a Bitcoin is $10,000. It's a little bit less. It's 9,100 or 200 today. Let's say it's 10,000. So you can see that person is owed $200,000 by the company. So that's a large account. Those with medium-sized accounts currently get enough to withdraw every 2 to 4 weeks, 15 to 30 days. And mid-size, would be, like I said before, maybe 200 to 1,000 packs, something like that. If you've got a smaller account, you're going to get enough money to withdraw only every 1 to 3 months. So you're going to need to check it, and you might feel frustrated. Just be patient. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It won't help anybody, including you, to fret or get angry about it. Just do it. Be grateful that they haven't run away with your money. Now, people will get angry because I said that, but most companies in this situation would have just run away, and they didn't. I'm going to explain that there was an intervention actually from some people that you should be thankful for, rather than listening to the haters who say that they should be maimed, killed, arrested, defamed, and so forth. So let's just have a little bit of a summary. So contrary to the FUD, as I mentioned in an earlier update, there wouldn't be any USI-Tech now if the top leaders had not contributed. So actually that saved the company. Now, I mentioned that this has come out as a result of a meeting that some of those top leaders had recently, but it's reliably confirmed that top leaders, some of them gave $1 million or more back to the company. Seriously, over $1 million or more back to the company. And if they hadn't done that, the company would have gone down. Why? Because a lot of factors, but basically the company had made a bunch of mistakes and they overcommitted payments on the mining, and they just didn't have money to pay people back. So they had committed their money to doing the mining contracts, according to what we understand, and they didn't have money to pay people back. So leaders contributed so that people could get paid back. They actually were not even given a proper accounting by the company. So if you can imagine how it feels for some of those 100 top leaders to have contributed thousands, even hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even in some cases over $1 million, and not get a proper accounting of it, and yet at least they have the knowledge that in their heart they did something that helped everybody. There seems to be very little interest from the USI-Tech owners to communicate with the members. All they seem to want to do is repay and maybe try to sell some BTC back 2.0. I know in a few markets that they were selling some BTC Pack 2.0. I don't know if anybody's buying anymore. For 1.0, it appears that the 1.0 repayments are slow, but they are steady. They're expected to need to go into 2019. Certainly the earliest that it will all be paid off is, about a year from June, July 2018. So expect to need to do this well into the middle of 2019, maybe the whole of 2019. For USI-Tech commissions, so that's different from PACs, they are being repaid except for the United States and Canada, where those commissions have been illegally taken away. The weird thing, though, is that the schedule for repaying commissions is about a quarter slower than for the PACs. So I should say slower, not shower, than the PACs. And so if you were getting mostly commission payments, your payment will be slower. And so again, just want to repeat, USI-Tech members should check their back offices routinely, ideally at least once a week, to check if they have enough to withdraw. For sure, check your account. When you watch this, check your account now, because there was this huge payment made, and a lot of you will be able to make a withdrawal. So make that withdrawal, be thankful, and just make a routine to keep up to date. Again, and get yourself subscribed to this channel so that you can be sure to be kept up to date on additional updates. Again, the same disclaimer, and in conclusion, I'm just going to leave you with the earlier references that we had. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate your attention. So on the following pages, we'll have our other videos. You can just look them up here on YouTube. The links are also shown there, but you can look them up by the name, and you'll find all the information that you need. Thank you for your attention, and happy withdrawals.